Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. There we go. Hey, welcome in. Right out of the gate, I want to give a huge shout out to Fried Potatoes. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Welcome in, welcome in. Let me just get all my things figured out here. I have a few things to do to set up. I just ate dinner and ran down here, so I'm running just a little bit behind. Bear with me. Holy smokes, folks. As far as the channel has been going, like officially on YouTube, monetized as they say, 13 months since we've been like a partner with YouTube. How amazing is that? I threw out some gifted subs too. Here now we have Sarcastic John, Mr. Z Archer, Poopy, welcome in Poopy, Tammy H. So Fried Potatoes also gave out 5 gifted memberships. And let me see here. What do we got? Tammy H, Lucy Goosey. I really like RPGs. That's a cool name. Killer Mac 74 and Scottish Lass. Hey, welcome in. Florida Catholic Guy received a membership gift. Hey, Recon Elite. 1992, Honey Co, Zulu Gun Z, Chris, Fitted Wings. Welcome in, everyone. Who else do we have in here? So those are the people that are now Recon crew members, so welcome in. We got Callie here. Hey, welcome in, Callie. One of our great mods. Thank you so much. We got Jimmy Johnson. Fried Potatoes, of course. Killer Kev 74. Andre's here. Swiller's here. Swiller says 10-4, buddy. Kiefer's here. Kiefer Charles, welcome in. I feel like I'm missing something. Hey, Jimmy Johnson, thank you so much for the support. Huge shout out, Jimmy Johnson. Lamb Chops here. Okay, tonight we're going to do kind of what we normally do on the channel, but we're just going to do it live with me on here. So I'm going to get some stuff rolling. Can you hear me okay, first of all? I'm always changing around audio stuff, so I never know. I don't want to be up here just talking to nobody. Let me get some screens up here on the window. I think we'll get flight radar for now. And then as we work through this, I'm going to try to get my radio in front of me up here as well. Maybe. Jimmy J. Johnson says, you all rock. Hey, you rock. Got you. Hey, Don. Welcome in, Don. Don says, coming in 5x5. Thank you so much, Don. Okay. Zinmi's here. Hey, welcome in, Zin. Whoa. Swiller's correcting me. Swiller says, no, sir. Fried gave 10 memberships, buddy. Is that why all these were coming through? Thank you so much, Fried. I super appreciate it. Fitted Wings, welcome in. Good to see you. Fitted Wings says, any Armor Reforger fans here tonight? You know what? I played the beta when that first came out. That was a lot of fun. So let's take a look at the skies, and then I'll get my radio going here as well. We're just going to have a chill, hope for some EAMs, see what we got going on in the skies. We'll check out some news as it's happening and just see where the night takes us. Haven't done one of these in quite a while, and I was looking forward to trying it out. Okay, extra camera. Holy smokes, I can do this. Okay. Things are happening. Where should I position things? Oh, that's kind of cool right there. Let's change the background. Okay, so I have 11175 down here. If I break the squelch... Can you guys hear that if I do that? I better turn my volume up so I can hear it. Can you hear it? Can you hear that if I do that? Lucy Goosey, of course, welcome in. Good to have you here. A whole bunch of gifted memberships were just thrown out there, so welcome in. Great to have you on the Recon crew. Fitted Wing says it's on consoles now. That's awesome. Can you show us the high flyers, Frost? I will do my best. So, oh, Jimmy Johnson says, I hear the squelching. Perfect. I can't believe this works. This makes this so much better. Let's go back and pick a different background that's not so... Oh, there we go. We got old Warwatch backgrounds. Okay, this one's kind of cool. Here we go. I promise we're heading somewhere. I can't set up some of this stuff when I'm not live, so it makes it interesting. All right, let's take a look and what's going on. Just a quick scout before I turn off some filters. We got an R135 over Kansas, just on the Kansas-Nebraska border heading southeast. Call sign Topcat 52. Just south of them in Texas, we have an E3 Sentry 61 scanning the skies over Texas. Actually, running a little track here above San Angelo. Pretty interesting to see that up. We have some V-22 Ospreys east of San Diego. Pretty awesome. I love seeing those in the sky. They're so crazy looking, especially when they're coming right at you. We have an E6 right now. I'm trying to remember the call sign. Unless this just took off. Nope. This actually took off from Oklahoma. We lost tracking. And now it's down over Florida. Okay. Let me look at the logs. Actually, we had 2 E6s. So if you're new here, or if you don't know, all the call signs that we log, the communications and stuff like that, if you want help learning how to do any of that, we can help you out. All of that stuff is logged to the channel, and I can call that back up. We can see that in different windows on the live stream. And we're going to be going over some channel updates and some new secret, super secret squirrel stuff coming up. I'm pretty excited to make a few announcements tonight. We'll get to that. Okay, Frost, where was I going with that? So, yeah, we had one E6 longbow. Check into the net. I wonder if that was longbow. We have some P8s. And of course, these are sub hunters all around this E6 over Florida. That's very kind of interesting. Let me get chat pulled back up here. Excuse me. What happens if I go like that? Nope, I don't like that. Jimmy Johnson says, Secret Squirrel Airborne. Randy says he went under the map around Florida. Thank you so much. Jimmy J. Johnson says it's tough to do anything live, I bet. It is. It's actually a lot of fun because like the pressure's on. If you're going to screw up, you're going to screw up. You can't like pause, edit, delete. If you screw up, you're doing it a screw up live and you're just going to roll with it. I happen to love live broadcasting. It's my favorite. Fried Potatoes is giving me a huge shout out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's something I always forget to do. Thank you, Fried. Swiller is really good about that. So take one moment right now. If you haven't subscribed, if you're new here, hit subscribe. For everyone else, smash all those buttons that help us out and do all the things. Thank you so much. Okay, so right now we're listening on 11175. We'll kind of bounce back between that and 890902. Lately on the channel, we've been listening to, it doesn't show it on the screen right now because we're limited in space. We're also listening to Mars Radio. In the background, I'm also listening. I'm not sharing it right now. We're also listening to a remote SDR in the Netherlands, I believe, U20. And if anyone wants to know how to connect to remote SDRs, has questions, this is the perfect time to to ask any of these questions. And I will do my best to answer. So let's take a peek around the world. Just cruising over east. So right now we're using flight radar. Right now we're seeing all the flights, but let's just go over just to see military right now. Okay, so this was shouted out earlier too, I believe. No, actually that was different. Earlier there was a French E3. Actually, who was that? Was that you, Randy, that shouted that out on the live stream? There was a French E3 up. But right now, over Poland, where they from? Was that from Belgium? Went east. NATO 05. We have another E3 scanning the area. We better pull up the map in Ukraine. How's Ukraine looking? Has anyone checked? Is it red? There's a few areas that are red right now. Right here. We'll check out the news here. We'll circle back and check out the news and see if anything's going on in Ukraine. We have a C-17 going into the Netherlands. We have a Clipper over the United Kingdom. A U.S. Navy. We got a C-17 over Turkey. Over Iran, we have... This is the Royal Air Force from Oman in Iran. Or over Iran, I should say. We have an Aleutian. Who's that from? From New Guinea over Tunisia. Let's see here. Scooting east. So we have a lot of activity in Thailand and Japan. Lamb Chop says the U.S. had a tanker up over Poland too. Hey, nice shout out and spot there, Randy, earlier on the channel. You can actually, after you spend some time on the channel, I can show you how to use commands to enter those into the recon system and log those spots. Something that we some of us do on the channel for fun. Lamb Chop says the Omen jet came from Moscow. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, over South Korea, we have a tactical hex aircraft up, NANA. What do you want to bet this is an R-135? What are they cruising at? 447? Does anyone else see this one? They're cruising at 30,000. We have a few National Police Agency aircraft to the west. But this one cruising back and forth. I wonder if that's an ELINT aircraft. I'm not sure. It's an NANA. Not shown a whole lot, but it does have a tactical hex code. Oh, interesting. We also have an E3 up over... Sorry, if I'm talking over here and looking at my screen on my left, you probably can't hear me very well. We have an E3 over Japan, over the waters, doing circles and scanning out there. E3s kind of scan the battle space and see what's out there, kind of like a portable radar. We have a tanker over here giving fuel. Another tanker down here by Okinawa. 2 tankers. I'm sorry, that's just 1 tanker. I thought another one popped up there for a second. So that's what's in the skies. Actually, you know what? We forgot Alaska. Nothing doing in Alaska that we can see. Tim Harkness, welcome in. Good to see you, Tim. Tim's been here for a long time. Welcome in, Tim. Good to see you. Just when I brought up Alaska, Tim, you decided to pop in there. So let's go back over to the United States and pop our filters on. Give me a shout out what you use to track flights in chat. Do you use Skyglass, ADS-B, Flight Radar 24? What's your favorite? What do you normally use most of the time? Let's turn on the tankers here over the U.S. A lot of helicopters, too. A lot of raids happening right now. Someone shouted out in chat, I believe, I might get this wrong. Was it Lamb Chop that said there was more troops heading to Chicago from Texas that have already made their way there? Some National Guard troops. Tim says it's beautiful there in Alaska. I bet. Lamb Chop uses Flight Radar 24 and ADS-B. Jimmy Johnson uses ADS-B and Flight Radar 24 and watch content for Skyglass info. I need to get back into Skyglass. Skyglass is very powerful. I just had a lot going on and I had to focus things. But that's nothing against Skyglass. Skyglass is my favorite. But sometimes I just need to pop into a browser real quick and check this stuff out. But Skyglass, we're going to get back into it because they have some modes where you can track to see, say, where have all the E6s been and kind of show lines in between them and stuff. Another content creator that does that, now I'm drawing a blank. He's super awesome. Oh, MonkeyWorks. MonkeyWorks does flight tracking. A huge shout out to MonkeyWorks. Actually partners with Skyglass. Both awesome people. Don is giving a spot of an EA-37B compass call over Tucson. Let's turn off. I don't have that filtered, so... All right, Tucson. Yeah, we got Bat 4.5. Where did he go? Just out for a nice little flight. Currently at 2,825 feet. Coming in for a landing. Guessing. It looks like he took off. Maybe just started tracking right around there, but took off from the Space Museum there. No, that was east of the Space Museum. Okay. Must have been too low for tracking. Nice spot there, Don. Thank you so much. Tim Harkness uses Flight Radar 24. When I need a quick track, that's usually my go-to. Although Swiller is getting me more used to and helping me set up ADSB with the right maps and all the triggers and stuff you can do, and pretty awesome stuff. That's very powerful for being free. I don't think, I mean, Flight Radar is great, but I don't think you can get into filtering and categories and stuff like that until you go into like the silver or the gold. You're looking at like $15 or $30 a year or something like that. I think that's when Flight Radar 24 gets very popular, or sorry, very powerful. I think I have it turned off. There was also I don't spend enough time on there. Oh, it's because I have. You can also come up here and check out the most tracked flights. There's 1,400 people right now watching Teal 83, which is a WC-130J Weatherbird. Just came back here from the Virgin Islands, checking out this storm right here, possibly. Weather flight. We also have NATO 05. We've already checked that out. People are tracking this flight, EZR 683 over Caraco. Just west of that Teal 83. It's a Saab 340B. Just left Aruba. 938 people are watching that flight. I don't know why. If you know why, give me a shout in chat. That's interesting. Tim says that he saw an interesting flight. Let's pull it up here. GOLGE 61. Okay. Just almost over Cyprus, just northwest of Lebanon. Oh, it's an NA. This is a unknown flight. Only cooking around 143 ground speed, 143 miles an hour. It is flying at 30,000 feet. Is this commercial? That is a weird flight. It's got a address of 4 Bravo 83 Echo 7 for anybody in chat. Keep an eye on that one. Nice spot there, Tim. Randy says Spear of VZ Invasion. LOL, just my guess. Lamb Chop says, yesterday the C5 Galaxy Space Cargo Modified flew to Norway. Okay, nice spot. This is why, like, I watch the basics. I watch the P8s, mostly the E6s, E4s. Sometimes I forget to turn on the filter forum. I love watching where the Ospreys are at. Sometimes the Apaches and stuff, but a lot of military flights. But a lot of you do what you're supposed to and have your filters turned off, or have better filters than me, and you catch a lot of these flights. I get stuck having the filters on, especially for the stream. So thank you. Together, we are super powerful. We come together and track all this fun stuff. Don says, I've seen a few flights like that recently. One was a TB2, other an NA. Jimmy Johnson says, a lot of people are watching long-range flights on Flight Radar 24. Yeah, some of those flights that these trackers watch are like New Zealand from like UK. Tim says, LOL, I don't use filters. I mean, that's why you catch all this good stuff. Do you at least turn on like military mode or anything like that, or do you scan the skies completely unfiltered? That's one thing I don't watch enough as well, is the unfiltered civilian flights to see where people are waving off from or which airport shut down and stuff like that, where you'll see it on flight radar way before you get any kind of instructions. Kind of like what happened in California. The ATC people had like a sick out, didn't go to work, not getting paid. Tim Harkness completely unfiltered. That is awesome. Let's see how things are doing on 89 or 9 or 2. For people that listen to the signals, what do you use the most? Do you have an SDR at home? Do you listen to things on like a ham radio, a portable radio that can do upper sideband? Do you listen to it on U20? Excuse me. Oh, I'm going to have this cough for the rest of my life. Or do you listen to things on like Kiwi SDR? And if you have no idea what you're talking about, speak up. I can definitely clue people in. I don't want people to be here and like, what are these people talking about? We love helping people out here. Don uses Kiwi SDR. Callie says, Jimmy has the best setup. I don't doubt that. What do you got for a setup there, Jimmy? Dave Blake. Hey, welcome in. Good to see you. Lamb Chop ATS 2 Max Decoder. That's awesome. Jimmy J. Johnson, that's what I use too. I use a lot of Kiwi, some U20, and then I use my HF radio in front of me that you actually see on the screen right there. But for the stream to the left of me, I'm using SDR that can have multiple frequencies pulled up at the same time. And that one runs full time. It's quite the tank on the channel. That's super awesome, Jimmy. So right here in the background, I actually have U20 opened up just in case something's happening over in Europe, so we can take a listen in. Sometimes I use this or other closer stations to listen to. I listen to like Russian shortwave channels back and forth. Sometimes I think they're in the field talking back and forth to each other. I have to get that translated, of course. I don't know any Russian. I can say no, and that's it. Jimmy Johnson, I have a 5-element beam. I use Kiwi and hear myself and others. Oh, to hear yourself. That's super awesome. Tim, I'm still listening to the same kind of radio you gave away way back. I mean, that was a long time ago, Tim. That is awesome. I think that was month 3 of the channel, month 2, something like that. We gave away a upper sideband. Yeah, the Texan radio. That is a solid radio. Actually, I'm going to pick one up for when I'm going to be out of town and I can't travel with my rig and I don't want to use on my phone like SDRs and stuff. That Texan is solid and it has really good receive. I think it was the Texan PL. You know what? Let's just look it up real quick. They have a few of them. They have a really expensive one that might be good, but this one, it's mid-range price. Texan PL330 is one of them. I think that's the one I gave away. Yeah, the PL330 specifically because it does shortwave, long wave, AM, FM, and it does single sideband. If you're listening to EAMs, you have to have that single sideband. Not just any shortwave radio can pick these up. You have to have single sideband, specifically upper sideband. That's a good radio. Swiller, I'm going to check that one out right now. Swiller says the XH Data D808 is good too. I'm going to look that one up right now. And then we'll check out the news and then we'll get into some exciting announcements. More like teasers. I can't type. I mean, yeah, that looks very similar to the Texan. Swiller has that one and claims that's a great radio. I mean, you're also in a good area, but you pick up signals very strong there. Switching back over to 11175. In front of me is one of the powerhouses that I use for radios. It's a Yaesu FT710. And then out back I have, for this radio, a really long end-fed antenna that's about 20 feet in the air and about, I don't remember exactly for this one, I think it was around 100 feet of cable. It was a lot. Nothing fancy on that one, but it receives pretty well. It's balanced for if I need to talk on it. I believe on right around 14, 11 megahertz, something like that. Master Sergeant T, welcome in. Good to see you. I'm cheap and have a Yaesu 991. Okay, the Yaesus are tanks. Yeah, that's not so cheap. The Yaesus 991s are stellar. I haven't used one, but I've watched people use them on live streams and for like distance hamming and like DXing. I've seen a guy actually use one of those for POTA, Parks on the Air, some contesting and stuff. Those are really awesome radios. Great radio, my friend. Speaking of Yaesus, I have one of these guys for the portables. But the battery, it only lasts a few minutes. So I definitely need to get a new battery for one of these guys. But this guy is solid and waterproof. Super awesome. Haven't used this in quite some time. Other than that, for VHF and UHF stuff, I have a couple Radio Shack scanners that are programmed. One for the digital police scanning stuff in my area, and then also one for the air traffic around me. That's it for radios. Let's check out the news, and then we'll get into some announcements and updates for the channel. Let me pull up what's going on. Let me get flight radar back up while we're talking here. See if any new E6s are about to check in. Okay, we know what tankers are up, so I'm going to filter off tankers real quick. This E6, do we think that's heading all the way back? Is it RTB? Okay, it's at 24,000 feet. It's probably still got a little while. Sometimes I like to watch the E6s come up and then see who's going to check into the net. Maybe grab a call sign. Tim Harkness, appreciate the live and no BS. Hey, that's one of the many reasons of the name Static Shift and the rebrand. The Static Shift was kind of about no static, right? Yeah, we're going to talk about mysteries and sometimes weird things like aliens or UFOs from time to time, or interview people that do, kind of for fun. But when it comes to real tangible things happening in our lives, like politics, war, military flights and stuff like that, we don't need the static, right? We don't need the extra doom layer added on. So tonight, and if you guys want to, we'll have many more nights just like this. Let me know if this kind of stream is something that you are interested in. There's not a lot of fluff. There's not a lot of wild, crazy stuff happening. I'm not drumming it up. I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, this Century 61 here, this is only up during times of doom, which sometimes could happen. I mean, it is a military flight, but I just like giving you the raw data, giving you my opinion, and just chilling with you, enjoying some of our favorite hobbies together. So if you like this kind of thing and you'd like to see it again, more of these scheduled on the lives. I'm trying to also do better by scheduling lives and not just randomly doing them. So if this is kind of stuff you're interested in, you know what time to be on the couch or in front of your computer or have your phone open. I try to only send out Discord alerts when it's usually like really important stuff. I know I don't like getting bombarded with Discord alerts. Okay, back to news. Master Sergeant T says, "You're doing good, brother. This is good." Tim Harkness, keeping it real. Thank you so much. Master Sergeant T says, "We're all going to die." Right, we know what channels do that. I mean, we're all thinking about the same few. Swiller, beyond the noise. Thank you so much. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Hello. Master Sergeant T says the ICOM's too pricey. You know what? I almost got an ICOM instead of this Yaesu, but I mean, they look really nice. I know they handle really well. They're very reliable as well. But I don't know. Just I've always had good luck with Yaesu stuff. And most of the stuff I've picked up was like secondhand. This Yaesu in front of me is the only radio that I've had that's new and not just new to me. I really like it. Fat Scout Gaming and Voice Acting. Mods be wilding in the chat tonight, I see. LOL. Hey, yeah, our mods are usually always hanging out here, having a good time. Welcome in. Tim says, mods, y'all doing great. Hey, yeah, big shout out to all the mods. Thank you for the reminder. We have not just one of the best communities, but we have some of the top mods on YouTube. Thank you all. Thank you, mods, for making this place so welcoming and inviting. And you answer so many questions in chat, too. So thank you so much to all of our mods that dedicate their time. I super appreciate it. Okay, I was getting back to the news. Let's leave flight radar up there. We're also listening in the background to 11175, as you can see on the channel. So without getting too political, I do want to give sometimes, from time to time, my gut feeling on things. Not quite my opinion, but gut feeling. The National Guard arrives in Illinois as Chicago mayor declares war on Trump, says Fox News. I'm torn. I'm torn in a few different ways. So, as most of you know, I say this all the time. I'm more of neutral, like politically. I'm a gray man. I keep my head down, my eyes open. But some of these things, which are kind of political, which I try not to get too deep into, I'm torn on. Like, hold on. We got an EAM coming in.
Ram's Head, break. Mike, India, X-ray, tree, five. Mike, India, six. X-ray. Tree, stand by. Mike, India, six. X-ray, tree, stand by. That's followed. Mike, India, six. X-ray, tree, Echo. Mike, Alpha, 2, Papa, Charlie, Oscar, Sierra, Whiskey, 7, Hotel, Mike, Tree, Charlie, Kilo, Foxtrot, Quebec, Kilo, November, Echo, Uniform, Foxtrot, Isaiah again, India, Yankee, Big, X-ray, Tree, Echo, Bike, Alpha, 2, Papa, Charlie, Oscar, Sierra, Whiskey, 7, Hotel, Mike, Tree, Charlie, Kilo, Big, Foxtrot, Quebec, Kilo, November, Echo, Uniform, Foxtrot. This is Ram's Head out.
Okay, that was definitely Ram's Head. I put it in as Rams or Ram Tech. The bot actually works in these live streams as well. Velma attaches to whenever we go live now, hopefully, if she's working. So call sign Ram's Head, I think, is what somebody put out in chat. That sounded correct. Yeah, Amy said Ram's Head. Thank you so much, Amy. Amy, you can hear those way better than I could, especially tonight. I have the radio turned down for me. Could you guys hear that okay? Do I need to make any adjustments for next time? Jeff Stout, welcome in. So channel updates real quick while we have some of that on screen. Actually, not on screen, but on my screen over here, which you can partially see maybe. The EAMs at 00, which is midnight Zulu time, automatically reset to 0 now when things are working correctly. And they show yesterday's EAM. Somebody requested that in chat. I made it back. I used to do that, but I also reverted back, and we're doing that again. But now there's a scene that scrolls through periodically, and we're going to keep track of automatically all the EAMs totals per day, and kind of historically for fun to see, do they go up? Do they go down? Do they stay average? Do they go up with news cycles? Do they go down? Who knows? I think it'll be fun to see. We'll see what happens. That stuff is hard to remember for me to track. So now we're doing it automatically, and we're having Velma, our amazing bot, do that for us. So thank you, Velma. Big shout out to you. Ian got it loud and clear. Hey, thank you so much. Callie says, awesome, Frost. Hey, awesome you. Thank you so much, Callie. Tim heard that 5x5. Excellent. Other channel updates, news, upcoming things. We have 2 comets that we're tracking. 3i Atlas, which is going to be kind of in our area in 21 days, just past Mars. R2 Swan is the other comet that we're tracking. The closest it's going to get that to Earth is coming up in 11 days. I had my telescope out the other night. Last night, actually. Wow. That was a harvest moon last night. Huge, big, beautiful moon with really clear skies. I was able to get a picture from it. I tried going live from my telescope. I have a phone adapter that hooks up to my telescope. And I tried going live from it, but I didn't do it correctly. So I just took pictures and video instead. Posted some pictures to X and YouTube last night. Pretty awesome stuff. I'm learning a lot about that. I am not the expert, but I'm enjoying the adventure. I'm looking over at this screen right now just to remind myself what to talk about. We're also scrolling some. We used to do this a long time ago in the past. Your spots for now, the EAM counts when they were put in, and comm info, like communications info, is now going to be scrolling the last 10 to 15 on the bottom area. It works really well. It was on the right-hand side. I know you guys can't see this right now. I can't really pull it up. But you know what? I might be able to pull that up. And then we have broadcasts and shout-outs and important things at the very bottom now. You'll see when I bring back that. But while we're talking about channel updates and info, I do like the widescreen going live. Swiller and I, the other night, we tried going live in a vertical mode. I think it worked. I don't think it was for everybody, and that's okay. Having said that, YouTube is right now rolling out when you're in a vertical video. So when myself or others start making videos in vertical format, more like a short, I'm not sure if you guys have heard this, short videos. If you watch shorts, YouTube shorts or anything like that, those usually around 30 seconds to a couple minutes of videos, let me know. Just type, put an S in chat and I'll know that you watch short videos. Anyways, coming up, YouTube announced there's going to be a hype button. I'm not sure if they're going to monetize it, but it'll also be free, so don't worry about that. Excuse me. all creators, no matter the channel size that you have, when you hit the hype button, it's kind of like a thumbs up button. You'll be ranked on a chart with a whole bunch of other channels, and the higher you can get that day or week or whatever with that hype, it dramatically helps the channel. So when we get more into that, and that actually gets launched from YouTube, and we start putting out vertical videos, that would greatly help us out, and we'll come back to that as a reminder. So that would be a huge help. What was I doing? Oh, I was going to the home page, if that's what you want to call it, our home on YouTube. And let me share this here. Here's kind of a... So right now, we are looking at the home part of Static Shift. So right now, you'll see this thing that says Shift Network. I've been playing video games once or twice on the channel, and I think it's better off if I create a second channel, which I did. I used actually another channel that we had, Warwatch Bunker, and I renamed it to Meta Shift. So right now, we have a Shift Network. I really have to pronounce my Fs, which I'm really bad at. So I'm really not trying to say any naughty words on the stream. However, we have this Shift Network. So we have Static Shift, and we have Meta Shift as the little game controller down there, in case you didn't know. That's where some nights, when nothing's going on, or if I have some free time, and I just need to kick back and relax, I'm going to go play games live over there. If that's your thing, feel free to join me. I'll give shout-outs in other chats and stuff like that. What we're kind of doing is bringing the Shift Network right now, inviting other creators, other people to come join this network. So on Static Shift, we're going to cover live tracking, radio communications, like EAMS and stuff like that. We're going to do flight tracking. We're going to do breaking news, and then interviews. And then within all of that whole realm, we're looking into the unknowns, the mysteries. Because EAMs, flights, where they're going, what they're doing, that's kind of a mystery. We're looking into that. Sometimes we're going to delve into some craziness of, like I said, UFOs, space, comets, and all that stuff too, from time to time, as kind of just fun time, right? Like I said, MetaShift will be over there doing games. I'll be playing on games, maybe playing games with some of you. Maybe we'll all get together and play some more group games. However, announcement. There are 2 more people that are joining the Shift Network for now. And this is different than collaborators. I'll get to that here in just a second. But these are people that are joining the Shift Network. I'd like to announce, I can't announce the name quite yet, but huge announcement. Swiller is going to join the Shift Network. He's still going to be joining me, and he's still going to be a special guest and co-host on Static Shift. But he's going to be taking all that knowledge and deep dives and making some amazing videos and join the Shift Network. Now, how is this different than collaborators? There's other channels out there that are different than ours that will that we're going to collaborate with. I can't give away too many of those right now. And these are people different than we're going to have just as interviews, but we're looking to collaborate with other YouTube channels to get our name out there, get their name out there, and work together. I think collaboration on YouTube is the way of the future. And I think it could help out our channel and other channels right around our size grow exponentially. So that's what we're looking at doing. There's also a 4th person, which I haven't talked to, on the Shift Network that has joined the Shift Network. I can't really let the cat out on the bag on that one, but it's has to do more with something very dramatic that what we do here. It's more about healing and helping and kindness. I think we need more of that in the world, especially right now. that's just kind of the little teaser into it. Once I get permission to do so, I'll share more and we'll talk about that more. But I am very excited for our community to grow. And if you have something and you're a content creator and you like to, and you kind of fit our family friendly vibe and positive vibe, no crazy amount of doom, and you want to join something with us and the Shift Network, give me a shout. I'd love to talk about that. It's definitely worth the conversation. But that's what we have going on. That was the super secret squirrel news for the night. I'm very excited to have our area grow. What we're not looking at doing is like splitting and like everyone's going to go over here or everyone's going to stay here and not go there. I think if you're interested in these things, we are giving you the opportunity. If you're into games, that's not. We're going to use the separate channel, so we're not interrupting the live stream in any way. If you're into that, come play games, come watch games. If you're into what Swiller's going to be talking about, which is amazing stuff, a lot of the stuff that we talk about here as well, what Swiller has talked about over here, he's going to be doing on that. And we'll have that name and links up here shortly. And again, Swiller's going nowhere. He's still going to be doing great stuff with us over here at Static Shift, coming on as a co-host and guest host. So thank you and big shout out Swiller and congratulations. I can't wait to announce more. Hey, Marion Watson, welcome in. Good to see you. So there's the big news of the day. Let's get back to what was going on in Chicago. 1 second here. Get Flight Radar back up. So Chicago, we have troops going in from Texas, more troops. And we have troops going into Portland. Now, here's a crazy piece of information / news headlines that I saw today that maybe some of you did as well. A Portland, not Portland, I'm sorry, an Oregon National Guard general actually said that the National Guard, and I'm not going to sway this either way. You just take it however you want to. The National Guard for Oregon is there to protect the people of Oregon, the citizens of Oregon. And they will do that. And they will do that and protect the protesters. And I'm guessing the ones around the ICE facility. I don't know where that's going. Maybe it'll calm things down. Maybe it'll escalate. I'm not sure, but that's the news. That's what I saw this morning. I don't know if anything has changed since then. Today's been pretty busy. I don't know. I've said it a few times before, and I'll say it again. I'm split because I know, as someone who used to live outside of Portland, where it was very peaceful and great, that city, I was back there recently and it was better. But Portland, specifically, a few years back, was not a great place to be downtown at all. So here's one: I don't like seeing our troops, policing our citizens. I don't, and I don't in any way. But I don't know. If the city needs it, it needs it. I'm really torn on this one, folks, and I think there's a lot of people in the middle torn on that one as well. I'm open to all sorts of opinions on that. Chicago. I used to go to Chicago for work here and there. Man, there's some rough parts of Chicago and south of Chicago. Holy smokes. So, one, I don't like seeing military forced on anybody. I think possibly that breaks things like posse comitatus, and I'd really hate to see the Insurrection Act opened up. I try not to get too political, but I also can't ignore these things and put my head in the sand. So just putting these things out there that they're happening, I guess. I'm not going to sway you left, right, up, or down on any of this stuff. I just like to state that it's happening. And as Miriam would say, and Miriam said the other night, prepare in any way. I'm going to paraphrase here, Miriam. I'm sorry. Prepare in any way that you can. If that's physically, and you have just a few dollars, don't go break the bank, but have a little bit of extra on hand and just be more mindful. And second, other than physically, prepare mentally. If you're out with your family, like what's going on? Where am I traveling? What do I need while I'm traveling? Who are the people around me? Be a little bit more. If you're in a bigger city, right? If you're traveling to a bigger city, especially, what's going on around me? Who's behind me? What's going on? Who's been following me? What's going on? I'm not saying be on red alert, but we are in a heightened sense of things right now, and I think sometimes we should match that as well, just to be safe, right? Keep us and our families and loved ones safe. Mama D, welcome in. Good to see you. A lot going on in the world right now, folks. It's heartbreaking to see a lot of it. We have Israel, Russia, Ukraine, South Korea, North Korea heating up, Taiwan, Israel, Hamas, what feels like a cold civil war going on. It's a lot. It's a lot. And that's one good reason of maybe having that channel I was talking about that's just more of helpful, peaceful, positive vibes coming in to the Shift Network. It'll be a completely separate channel, but it's going to be within our network of things. Miriam Watson says, however, we still have to catch a lot of bad people out there. In my honest opinion, they know that these bad people are in their areas being protected, but bad people want to harm us, and that is why the ICE Force. I agree. And that's why I'm torn. I'm okay with different opinions. My personal opinion is if you are in the country illegally, like they said, go back home and try again legally, right? If you're a bad person, you need to be brought to justice. And if you're a bad person from another country and you shouldn't be here, that's even worse. So ICE, yes. Some of their tactics, questionable, but necessary, possibly. National Guard, I just hate to see our own troops policing our own people. I think that heads south really fast. But maybe that's a necessary thing. As it was stated on a few different movies, as our veterans would know, our military is a broadsword, not a scalpel, not to be used lightly in cities on our own people. Tim Harkness says the division in this country is exhausting. It is. I was talking about me being a gray man earlier. Most of you are probably familiar with the term, but if you're not, I don't have stickers on my car saying I'm left, right, red, blue, anything like that. I keep a pretty low profile for me and my family. I only voice my medium opinions with all of you, and even then I try to keep most of my opinions like that to myself. We don't need any more divisions. We don't need me up here. There's a million other content creators out there telling you how to think or what to think. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you the facts. I'm going to tell you what's going on. I'm going to tell you how to keep you and your family safe. And really, that's what I care about is our loved ones, my loved ones, making sure that you guys do good at the end of the day. But I'll get off my soapbox. We're having fun scouting out the skies, but we can't ignore that stuff. We did switch from War Watch to stay out of war 24/7 and some of the politics that happened after the Kirk ordeal. But we will dabble in them from time to time. And trust me, if things get really wild out there, we will jump into war mode temporarily, and we will cover those things. However, we won't live in the red, right? We'll be in the green and yellow and orange, but we're not going to live in the red 24/7. I don't think we need that doom, and plus that's being covered elsewhere by people that can live in the doom or want to live in the doom 24/7. That's not, to be honest with you, that's not me. Tim Harkness, I love my family and my country, 100%. And I'm not saying you're bad or doing anything wrong by having stickers on your car, anyone. I'm just telling you, right now, personally, my own opinion, is keeping a low profile could be beneficial, right? Marion Watson, I heard some bad objects, destruction objects were brought into the country, and that is why we see all the drone sightings lately. We need to be aware and prepped up. Don't be scared and prepared. Or don't be scared, be prepared. Thank you so much, Marion Watson. I also don't talk about religion on the channel a whole lot, but prepped up if some people prefer to be prayed up, and that's how they are mentally aware and handling all of this. And if that's you, keep on doing that. And please pray for the rest of us if that's what you do. Kelly Reed, welcome in. Good to see you. But that's as political as I'm going to get tonight. There's people saying that watch Taiwan, watch what's going on in China. Let me adjust the squelch here. Watch our southern border. I mean, don't forget, there's so many things going on right now. It's hard to just watch one of them. We still have ships. I heard this morning that we have another ship cruising real fast down to Venezuela. We just blew up another small drug boat out there. So, not going to lie, the world and in here in the United States, we're in some interesting times. We are writing history books as we speak. So if you're better at this than me, mentally keep blogs in your head of what's going on so you can pass this information down, or recall it to when people are asking us. 2, share it with others here on the channel. 3, log this stuff, a digital journal, a written journal. Man, this is very interesting times that we're living in. Master Sergeant T, so many fronts to be cognizant of. I will say that I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on here for a second. I will say part of this is a psyop. I will say that part of this, in my opinion, is a psychological operation. Part of it, not all of it. If you love or dislike Trump and Trump administration, I'm not going to get into that. But the rapid fire punches and executive orders, all of that's planned. All of that's planned. Whether that's good or bad, right or wrong, I'm not going to get into any of that. But that's all planned. It's all done on purpose. However, what's going on in the world right now, not all of that can be planned. We can't even keep the government open right now. So let alone take care of the drones over NATO countries at the moment. So Miriam Watson, take some time to love yourself and seek and love God. Thank you so much, Miriam. Callie, you're so right. This is what I'm talking about. There's so many news things to track. It would take a whole team, right? Callie's talking about the Tomahawks that is supposedly the United States. Let me just turn down the volume until we get an EAM. And the United States is giving Tomahawks to Ukraine, supposedly. And maybe that's why we have a NATO 5 cruising over Poland. Not sure. Amy says, keep your eyes open in the back of your head. I completely agree. Tim, the bad thing is we can't have a war against ourselves. United we stand, divided we fall. Man, I try to tell that to so many people in the past, but you know what? Recently, unless I know them really well, I don't really get into it with other people lately. I just try to listen and hear other people and ask them to hear me. I just try to lower the temperature a little bit, you know? I think we need more of that. The water's already boiling. We don't want it to boil over. Nathan, welcome in, Nathan. Russia doesn't like that because they can be nuke armed. You know what? Tomahawk. Yeah. Tomahawks can have a low yield nuclear tip. Tim, no, you're not trying to preach. I completely agree with you, Tim. Yep, not preachy at all. That's what Master Sergeant T is saying. So let's take one more look at the skies. What's going on? We still have that E6 who is now turning northeast. The E6s are... You'll think they're tracking west, right? And then they'll just take a little whoops-a-daisies and go somewhere else. We have something coming in on 11175, maybe? Oh, it's real low. Let me know if this is too loud. It's not coming in well at all. I'm going to take off the attenuator here. We do have our amp on 1. I don't want to go to 2. I don't want nothing but static. I think this might be coming from the E6. That's really far away from me in central Wyoming to be picking up. Definitely an EAM. So I'm going to bump that count that we can't see right now. So when we go back to the channel, our count to 2. That's our second EAM here in the last 2 hours and 21 minutes since midnight Zulu. Started to come in a little bit better there for a second. Now it must be over, or I got nothing but static on the screen here. I think that was the E6 broadcasting. I'm not sure. General ground-based EAMs usually come in better than that, depending on how everything is going. Let me look at the space weather right now from spaceweather.com. See what's going on with the sun. Yeah, things look good right now. I haven't looked at the propagation for radio signals right now, but I don't see anything that would be interrupting radio signals. Everything looks pretty standard. Amy says, I heard some airports won't have air controllers tonight between the shortage and GOAT shutdown. I think your autocorrect was going for government and autocorrect put GOAT, or maybe there's a GOAT shutdown too. Just giving you a hard time, Amy. I'm the worst at typing and all of that, trust me. Yeah, there was the air traffic controllers specifically in California that happened with, but I think that might spread to others where they're having a sick out or just not coming into work because they're not getting paid. Yeah, how much longer do you think this government shutdown is going to go? Do we think like a week, a few days, a week, a month? And it doesn't seem, I was watching C-SPAN earlier. It doesn't look like we're making any headway from what I saw anyways. Kelly Reed, I'm wondering when we will be having another Skymaster. I'm not sure. Amy, how far away could we hear EAMs? That one I didn't hear from the Netherlands, but using software-defined radios that we can connect to over the internet, we can listen to them from almost anywhere. Sometimes if they're in the middle of the ocean, they get tricky, but we just pick the closest land station and we can listen to them there. But that one I didn't hear from U20 in the Netherlands, like I said, and it was coming in real faint on my radio here in Wyoming. That's why I was kind of guessing that it was this E6 over here north of Atlanta. I do get really strong signals coming in from Southern California. Like we have Evil 61 over there. I get really great signals into California, but something about the terrain or whatever, how things bounce around, I don't get very good signals coming out of the southeast as like I do California for sure. Late at night, I pick up like Radio Hong Kong. I pick up Radio Germany. Our station, actually there's a station in Havana, Cuba, just on shortwave that I can pick up. Actually, it's been a long time since I've heard that one. Yeah, so many amazing things to listen to at night on shortwave and HF. One of my favorite hobbies. Maybe one of these nights too, while we're doing this, we'll just scan around the airwaves and see what we listen to or what we can hear. Austin, MTG said they could use the nuclear option in the Senate to reopen right now. That would mean someone on the left or the right is going to have to come together, right? I think they needed 3 Democrats or something like that to... That part I struggle with. Knowing the inner workings of the House and the Senate, I really struggle with all that stuff. Amy says they're going to be shut down for a few more weeks, possibly. Oh, also weather conditions affect signals also. Thank you, Tim. Radio NZ, yes. What do you need to hear all these stations? Well, we were talking about it earlier. One of the easiest and free ways you can do, you know what, I'll just pull it up right now. We used to talk about this a while ago, but I will bring it back up. If you Google Kiwi SDR, you can pick a map. Actually, let's just do that from scratch. We're just having a fun chill night tonight. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to Google Kiwi SDR map. And that's going to bring me to, I think, Kiwi SDRs. Yep. So all of these are different stations that you can log in and listen to. These are private citizens that have this radio equipment and antennas at their house or business or whatever, and you can connect to. But the easy thing to do is to click on the map feature up here. If it's going to load. And I might have to share my screen differently here. 1 second. Okay, so that's going to load a map that looks like this. If you click on the red ones, let's just find one to connect to here. So let's go to Southern California. And there's one here called Half Moon Bay, KFS Omni Kiwi SDR Half Moon Bay. So it's in Half Moon Bay, California. And we're going to click on that. It'll tell you, like, hey, we can have 4 listeners, or hey, right here you see there could be like a timeout. So it'll disconnect you after listening for so long, stuff like that. Actually, it wasn't showing that to you when I hovered over that. And then you could, if you're a ham radio operator, you could type in your call sign right here. For this, I'm just going to type in 0. So it's going to put you in somewhere. Right now, we're on the 10 megahertz time information. You can hear a lady talking, and she's going to count off the time. So right here, this little yellow indicator, right now we're listening to HF, which lives way above like AM radio. So right now we're on 10 megahertz and we're listening to AM radio, really low, not on a broadcast frequency.
National Institute of Standards and Technology time.
Anyways, down here at the bottom, we can type in like 11175. We can go to upper sideband here. Now these ones, unlike U20, you have to set the squelch yourself. So it's the noise level. So if there's nothing happening, you won't hear anything. So I'm going to adjust my squelch level right about here. So we actually heard, I think that was West Coast with the test count. I'm not sure if I am sharing audio through this right here. Or through this Chrome tab. But this is an HFGCS channel like what we listen to on the stream. But this is a free way to listen to AM radio. All the stuff that we listen to on the stream as far as like HFGCS military is upper sideband. And then they have AM. So you have AM and FM kind of like in your car. This is AM right here. I'm sorry. A lot of the stuff you'll see, you'll know because it's going out both ways on the carrier. One of these nights we'll get really into this and I'll show you. But anyways, Kiwi SDR, get on there, mess around with it. Make sure you adjust your squelch so the static doesn't drive you crazy. Lots of fun stuff. You can listen to AM radio from New Zealand or Cuba or whatever, you know. Lots of different stuff happening. One of these nights, shortly, kind of like a night to like tonight, where we're just tracking stuff. We'll spend some time on the airwaves and be like, hey, what's this signal here? What's it doing? Is it data? How do we know? Is it encrypted? How can we tell? Like right here, this 11650, this line in the middle, and it's going both left and right. That kind of indicates that it's most likely AM. So I'm going to click on AM. I lost my place. And questions are amazing. I love questions, and if I don't know them, I'll find them out for you, or somebody in our community will definitely come and help. Let me zoom out here. That's where we were right there. So if I click up here, we move our little yellow indicator here, and now I can turn my volume back up. I can't listen to that very long because it has some music going on there, but we got some music going on, AM radio station somewhere, Southern California. I mean, if we zoom way out here, there is so much data, so much voice, so much ham radio stuff going on as well. Ham radio operators talking to each other by voice or data, and then governments talking to each other, and just all this crazy stuff happening all over the networks and all over the spectrum. It's quite amazing. I spent a lot of time, many years, checking out waterfalls and what's going on. One of my favorite pastimes. Sorry for that long rabbit hole there, but one of my favorite things, obviously, that I like to do, like to share that with you. And next time we do one of these chill nights together, we'll spend some more times on the airwave together. Great question, Amy. Sorry, I got really off track there. Radio will do that to me. Swiller says, my old stopping grounds. That's awesome. Tim says they need 60 votes in the Senate. Thank you, Tim. That stuff boggles my mind. Austin, legally they can pass with a simply majority over 50 votes, but this is bad for bipartisanship. Thank you so much. Marion Watson, I was listening to Cuba radio on my Baofeng radio. Very good little handheld radio. You have to set outside with a big antenna. I agree. My Baofeng's in the other room, but I have a Baofeng, and that's my throw on my backpack radio, and don't care if it breaks because it's really cheap to replace. Love that radio. Well, do we have any other questions, comments about what's going on? Channel stuff, questions? On my to-do list is to bring back the exclamation point EAM and stuff like that, so the bot can explain that for people coming into the channel. Like, hey, what's an EAM? And you can type in the command, and then the bot will tell them what's an EAM and that kind of stuff. Callie reminded me to do that the other day, so thank you so much, Callie. Tim Harkness, Tinfoil Tuesday. That's great. I love that. That kind of turned into Tinfoil Thursday somehow. This Thursday, we're going to try to keep it more on the rails, more on at least 1 or 2 or 3 topics instead of 70 topics. However, Havoc and I will be having a live discussion from Midnight Studios. Again, this Thursday, and I believe right around 7 o'clock. That's what we have it scheduled for. And we are going to be talking about... We're going to do our best and keep it to just a few topics. Drones over NATO and around NATO, and Civil War. I'm sure we'll get off topic, and we're going to get off the rails, but we're going to try to do better, but that's just kind of the fun of it. Thursday nights is kind of our fun night, talking about whatever. I kind of want to deep dive into what's going on with these drones. Do we have photos? Do we have information? And then tracking and recapping of what's going on here. I don't want to have a civil war in any way. It won't look like the last one, but tensions are really high. So we're going to talk about how do we calm things down without getting political, and what that could look like, worst case scenario. So if that kind of stuff interests you, I'm sure we'll talk about mysteries in the unknown as well. That's one of Havoc's favorite thing to talk about. But we'll be talking and going live on Thursday. So if that interests you, come join us. That'll be here on Static. Also, a lot of fun. Nathan, offensive with the test count. Did you hear that? I did hear that, but I don't think I was sharing the audio of this Chrome tab, so that was my bad. Did you guys hear the music from Southern California? If not, I was not sharing the Chrome tab audio through the stream. My bad. Tim Harkness, awesome job, everyone. Thanks for having me. Hey, thank you so much, Tim. Well, that's really it. If nobody has any questions, I'm sorry. Amy, 7 Eastern time, 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, so that would be 9 o'clock Eastern time. I'll do better with posting all the different time zones when I post schedules. I think in Mountain Standard Time. I live in central Wyoming, so I'm always thinking Mountain Standard Time. I forget other time zones exist. That's my bad. Oh, yeah. We're going to be talking about that. I have some pictures. I don't know what it was. I saw a helicopter flying the other day, and I was taking some pictures of it. And right in front of the helicopter was some objects, but it was really far. So on my phone, I zoomed in. And I will show you guys tomorrow or on Thursday night at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. There was some objects around this helicopter. I'm not saying UFOs per se. Maybe there were drones. You tell me if it was dirt on my camera. I keep my lenses as a photographer. I keep my lenses very clean. My case is clean. I was on my cell phone, but there was definitely something there. Dust, UFO, drone. I'm not sure. Drones don't usually fly that close to helicopters. It's kind of a safety issue, obviously, with the rotors. But I don't know. I'll show you guys the photos on Thursday. You tell me what you think. I don't know. Nathan says, good night, all. God bless. Hey, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. And thank you to all of you. I'll get the live stream, the 24/7 stream, back up and running. I'll restart Belma and get that up and going. And see you in chat. But until next time, we'll see you over on Thursday with our conversation with Havoc. So thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic night, and we'll see you later.